Hi, Jazzy fam, and those that are not yet fam. It's your girl Janelle Edwards, aka Jazzy J. And people, I'm jazzing on this. Love notes from the universe, baby. I am here. I am back. Let's talk about it. Now, the last time I talked about your subconscious and your conscious minds and how they work and how um, we're programmed. Each and every one of us, we are programmed. And so I thought it would be uh, wise to just go all the way back and just enlighten you about how uh, how I came to this point in my life, dealing with spirituality. Uh, and let me just preface that by saying that religion does not equal spirituality. And I know I come through Christianity, and so that verse in the Bible where everybody say, I prophesied in your name, I heal folks in your name, I did this in your name. And Jesus said, I don't know you. Who you? That that scripture there sums up uh to me the difference between religiosity and spirituality, because many folk are in religiosity and not spirituality. I am, I subscribe to spirituality. Let me come on out of the closet. Out of the spiritual closet, baby. I just subscribe to spiritual. Because all religions, which there are many, thousands, but the six major ones all agree that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So, since I'm spiritual, I'm all religions. Vibing on the highest frequency of love, honey. But I just wanted to go back and share with you a story on how I have arrived at this mentality in my life. When I was around about 13 years old, um, one of my cousins came to visit. She and I would travel around and visit the families during the summer. It was our little thing, go check on everybody. And so her religious coding at the time was Jehovah's Witness. And so when she came this particular summer, uh, she started witnessing. I was raised Catholic in the Catholic faith. And so the conversation was, we were just talking, but it got to the point where the essence of it was, um, if I was not Jehovah's Witness, and they believe in a number, I think it's 144,000. But if I was not Jehovah's Witness, I was going to hell. And so she popped off and asked me, so what you gonna do when you die? And it's not like that. I didn't know people died or transitioned would be a better word. Um, but I don't know. It just did something to me. I literally had this just traumatic experience thinking about it because I stayed up all night pacing the floor, having this intense fellowship slash argument with God. I was like, okay, why I don't get this. Why do we have to come here to die? I didn't get, I said, what is all this for? Why didn't you just leave me where I was? I don't want to die. And people, I paced the floor all night long having these, just saying the same thing. I don't get it. I don't want to die. And I was having this conversation and I kept repeating this, like, and I was crying. I was very upset. I was crying in my pillow because my parents' room was right across the hallway, so I didn't want nobody to hear me. But I was just crying and just very distraught that one day I would die. And then there was this whole thing about heaven and hell. Like, how you know if you're doing the right thing, if you gonna, it was just, I went there I went deep. And so I remember it was all night long. And as daybreak started, I started to see the sun come out. And there was a peace that came over me. I didn't hear a voice. I didn't hear anything. But it was a peace that I had never felt before in those years. I had never felt a peace like that. It was a comfort, it was a love, it was a peace, and I knew it was God. And so what I said was, I want to know why we're here. I want to know what this whole existence is about. I want to not understand, but I want to understand what's going on here, because I just had no clue on what all this was for. You come here for a few years and then you go and that's it. And so it was very disturbing to me. And so I said to God, I said, I want to know everything. I want to know what this is for, what this is all about. And people, I am now 55 years on this planet. And when I tell you what I am learning, I feel like a child again, because it's information that is not hidden, that has that is here and has been here, and it's just not being disclosed. It's not being given to us correctly. It's being given with a twist. And the twist actually has us twisted. Um, and I want to share that. Now, I know some of y'all, I'm going to hell. It's okay. I'll see you there then. But and I understand, because that's coding and programming. Um and how we are programmed. Hell is a fear tactic. And just think about this. Just think, if you have children, or just love children, or people who are close to you, nieces, nephews, whomever, and if you would consider, after they did something, made a mistake, and consider throwing them in a pit of fire for eternity. That's fearful. And I don't know any parent, aunt, uncle, grandparent that would that would do that to their child. So just think about that. That is, and that's really why so many people are fearful to be who they authentically are. And who you are authentically is a spark of the eternal intelligence, eternal being of God. Your very existence here is evidence of that. So, God has been answering that prayer for many moons. And I know why because I've read the Bible through and through 3 times. I know, not just reading it, but read it through and through. Studied the Greek, the Hebrew, the Torah, I'm telling you, I was speaking in churches. All of that. Because, baby, I was looking for answers. And there's another scripture in the Bible that says, study to show thyself approved. And I get it. You study and you study this word, which has many truths in it. But the best way to tell a lie is to mix it with the truth. So I'm saying all that to say that I believe the Bible has many truths. But if you know about the Nicene Council, if you know the books that were left out of the Bible, do you know that there are Bibles that predate the King James Bible? Do you know why King James wrote the Bible? And I'm not trying to bombard. I'm not trying to make anybody believe what I believe. Just look at how it's working out for you, though. Look at how it's working out with all these churches, all these pastors, all of these prophets, all of the. Just look at where we are today on a collective consciousness. A collective consciousness. See, I believe not until the individual consciousness understands some things and goes to the next level of greatness, and that's to reach your highest consciousness. Now, while we're in these earth suits, you're not going to get there. There's always going to be something else to know, to understand, to matriculate to another level. As long as we're here, there's always something else. Learning never stops, and it's so magical and it's so wonderful. That's why I feel like a child all over again, because I am learning so much stuff. And people, this is amazing how it works when you understand. Even how we are coded to pray. Source doesn't work that way. In this begging mentality, like, Lord, please, oh Jesus, help. Well, what is I gonna do? When I tell you, when you just learn how you work, how you can set your intentions, how you can create the life that you want to live. Not one that's coded, conditioned, prescribed, by generations. Jesus said it too. He said, your traditions nullify the truth. See, so traditionally, you given a God. That's why so many people say, I was raised in church. I was brought up in church. Baby. And I'm not here to bash the church. It's not a bad thing if it was if the information was being delivered in the proper context for you to know who you are. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're going someplace and they're just keeping you indoctrinated, I'm telling you, I went to a church service here. I was invited by the pastor, and the sermon that Sunday was about how women don't have no place to be standing up in the pulpit. And I went out of respect for this gentleman because, you know, I respect I went out of respect. But when I sat there and listened to what his word was, it was astounding. Really astounding. So when you have people getting up and they're going with what's written, and see, God is not even a gender. Source, the creator, is energy. And the highest frequency of that energy is love. Even when we leave these earth seats, the energy, the spark that is in us returns to source. So I know there's a lot of people like, ooh, Janelle, like, woo woo. Okay. I understand because I understand now how our brains work. When somebody says something to you and it's outside your circumference of knowledge, there's no connection to it. So the brain is built to protect. So it's like disregard that. That's some bull. Don't. We don't know nothing about that. Janelle done lost her mind. She cray. Oh yeah, all that because we're coded. Our programs are embedded, and there are people that will live their program prescribed life until they leave here. But Source has deposited in you something that you are supposed to leave here. There's a deposit from the divine that you are supposed to leave in this earthly realm when you return to Source. And a lot of people can't access it or do not access it because of the codes, because of fear, anxiety. They want to do, they in here, their inner being is screaming what they want to do, but somebody here said, child, I wouldn't do that. So you don't need to do that. This is what you need to do. Or we're a family of educators. You're going to be an educator. We're a family of doctors. You're going to be a doctor. So you have our youth that are like, I don't want to be a doctor. I want to be an artist. Or I want to sing. I want to be a chef. I want to be a wardrobe stylist. I want to be a fashion designer. But your people are like, no, ain't no money in that. Who make money about doing that? So you have to come to this crossroads where you're going to say, I'm going to do what my gut is telling me, what my inner being is telling me, what my soul is telling me. Or I'm going to sit back be in turmoil in here and be guided and listen to everybody that's out here. Source resides in here, in you. And until you learn how to tap in to that true power, it's going to be a rocky road. And I'm not saying that things don't happen, things always happen, but it's your perspective and how you deal with those things. How do you perceive those things when that phone call comes that says somebody has been in an accident or somebody just passed away or you just lost your job or you just um or you have to file bankruptcy or it's on and on. Things happen. But when you can understand how to perceive these things, your perception, your emotional intelligence, your spiritual intelligence, there is nothing you can't do, and there is nothing that you can't be the phoenix and rise from the ashes. Baby, I've been there. I know everything. Divorce, debt, bankruptcy, been there, done that. So I just wanted to share with you that story about how I even got on this path. And I know that Source has been answering my prayer ever since. And it's amazing. It's beautiful. It's amazing. And it's just like the genre of jazz. Regular rhythms, forceful notes, all based in improvisation. But when that sound comes out, it is melodious, it is beautiful, and it is rocking. So people, if you want to rock, if you want to jazz on the journey of life, baby, jazz love, jazz do it, and always, and I do mean always, remember in life to jazz as you see it, love.